Hi everyone, how you doing? Odin here today. We're going to be just jumping into today's session. Please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate when you do. We're going to be talking about how to calculate and lower cost for your customers. So hopefully ChatGPT is going to be friendly with us today. I've been having a little bit of a challenge with this morning, but let's just find out if it's going to do what we need it to do. So let's upload this first. I'm going to say, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say just review this. No comments. No, we're just going to do what? Reviewed, no comments. Okay, perfect. So let's go and talk about this. All right. So, hey, I would like for you to please begin reading this from the top of the document. Read it exactly as it's written, word for word, including all the headings, the bullet points, the formatting, the punctuation, with no breaks or interruptions and no summaries. And don't skip anything. Just read the content loud, clearly, and smoothly. I like you're a professional voice actor delivering a training script. Don't stop and ask any questions or check in. Just continue until you've completed one full page or approximately 1,500 words. And you can pause and let me know that you've reached the end of the segment. And please, it's word for word. No ad-libbing, no summaries. And let's begin from the very top. E-Class 16, how to calculate and lower costs of your customers.
Absolutely. I've got it. I'll start right at the top and read exactly as written, just like a professional voice actor on a script. And I'll let you know once I reach the end of that first segment. Let's get started.
Go.
All right, here we go. E-Class 16, how to calculate and lower the cost of your customers. Checkpoint. You have a system in place for measuring your conversion rate on a daily, weekly, monthly, and by campaign basis. You have chosen two new strategies to implement for an increase in conversions and are measuring the results. When you buy a product, you want to receive the most for your dollar. The same is true for customer acquisition. Generating leads and converting those leads to customers is a process that costs you money. You can attribute a piece of your marketing and sales costs to each of the customers that you successfully attract and convert. Essentially, you buy customers for your business. Please read this again and understand it on a visceral level. If I sent you to the store with $40 to buy a white t-shirt, you would be successful. Well, you can do the same thing with good clients, ones that pay, stay, and refer. Do not be scared to go into the business of buying good clients. This one distinction can completely change the way you do business and your level of success. So when you think of your customer as your most valuable asset, you're absolutely right. They're an investment in your business that you expect to see a return from. As with any investment, you not only want to see a return, but you want to see the greatest return possible. In this case, you could try to reduce your marketing budget or boost your profit margins, but the easiest way to minimize the cost of a customer and maximize your return is to increase the number of times each customer buys from you. In the 5-step process, this is called increasing the number of transactions in your business. Instead of constantly chasing down leads and buying new customers, your work is to keep the customers you have bought coming back to spend more money. In this e-class, we will cover the financial impact of repeat business, how to figure out the average number of transactions of your business, how to calculate your average customer acquisition cost, the lifetime value of your customers, the 80-20 rule and letting some customers go, how you can lower the cost of your customers to boost profits. Increasing your repeat business is one of the easiest and most cost-effective ways to boost your bottom line. Turning a single transaction customer into a repeat or lifetime customer is one of the simplest ways to boost your bottom line. It costs very little and is largely based on the experience you can create for the people who buy from you. With a little bit of time and thought, you can turn single transaction customers into loyal patrons or even big fans of your business. This not only translates into returning customers, but also earns customers that refer you to their friends. Financially, the more times a customer buys from you, the lower their acquisition cost becomes. You only have to buy customers once, so when that thing gets spread over several transactions, it goes down. Here's a chart of how a 10% increase and 30% increase in average.
Can you continue?
Of course. I'll continue right where I left off and keep going just as before. Here we go. Starting from the chart. Starting point, leads 4,500, conversion rate 30%, customers
Actually,
1,350,
just pause
transaction.
for a moment.
All right, I paused there. That's about the first full page of the document covered. If you want me to continue reading more, just let me know and I'll pick up from there.
So what I want to do is I want to go over this with you guys because it's probably a little bit easier to explain. All right, so we have a starting point. You have 4,500 clients or leads, let's just say, people that say, "Hey, I'm interested in your product or service," but only 30% convert and become a client. So we have 1,350 clients. But we're going to increase the transaction value by about 10% over here. And remember, we've been just increasing the leads and we've been increasing the conversion rates, and now we're increasing the transactions. You're going to see how if we add 10% on each of these over time, it becomes mind-blowingly awesome for every business that follows this process. We have the average dollar sale and so on. So now what we're doing is we're increasing it by 10%. You can see a 10% increase over here. Look what happens to our bottom line. It increases substantially. Well, I mean like 10 grand, just a 10% on just transactions alone. Let's do it by 30%. Look at that. Almost 20 grand, right? So we're looking at, I mean, look, for revenue, it's a lot more revenue. So very cool when we think about just increasing something by 10%. If you can increase it 10%, you can definitely increase it by 30%. So let's have her continue to read what is the average number of transactions for your business. Okay, so I've gone through the chart personally. You can pick it up from what is the average number of transactions for your business and carry on from there.
Absolutely. I'll pick up right from what is the average number of transactions for your business and continue in the same way. What is the average number of transactions for your business? If you have a system for managing customer accounts and tracking purchases, this next step will be really straightforward. If you have a computer-based point of sale system, your reporting functions may even be able to calculate this figure for you. To figure out the average number of times each customer buys from you, you need to choose a time period. The last 12 months is a good starting point, and a sample of customer accounts with the number of times each has purchased from you. Take 50 at random, or all the customers starting with the letter T. Then add up the total number of transactions for each of the 50 customers in your sample and divide the total by the number of customers in your sample. This is your average number of transactions. For example, if I have a sample of 10 customers, my calculation would look like 4 plus 5 plus 2 plus 8 plus 5 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 6 equals 32. 32 divided by 10 equals 3.2 average number of transactions. If you don't have an existing data source for this information, survey your customers or start your own tracking system to use over the course of a week or month. Note on your customers' accounts when they purchased and what they purchased, or keep a tally at the cash register. If you can't survey your customers or create a viable database, then just estimate the figure based on your observations over a week or over the history of your business. Remember that the average number of transactions is going to be different for every business. Grocery stores will have far different figures than furniture stores, and computer stores will have dramatically different numbers than coffee shops based on the frequency that people need those products or services. And I'll pause here. Let me know if you'd like me to continue further.
Yeah, keep going.
Absolutely. I'll keep going right from there. What is the average customer acquisition cost for your business? Do you know how much you spend on average on each customer you acquire? To calculate this, simply divide the amount of money you spend per month or per campaign on lead generation by the total number of sales in that month or campaign duration. For example, if you spend an average of $5,000 each month on advertising and you generate about 250 unique sales per month, your average customer acquisition cost is $20. Or if you spent $10,000 on an ad campaign over 3 months and generated 400 campaign-specific sales, your customer acquisition cost will be $25. To evaluate this figure, look at it as a percentage of your average sale. Of the 250 unique sales in the example above, the average purchase was $75, $40 of which was margin. Subtract the customer acquisition cost from your margin, and you'll have the average profit of each sale. In this case, it's $20. What is the lifetime value of your customers? Now, assuming your average customer acquisition cost is $20, let's take a look at what would happen if you turn that customer into a lifetime customer. What value does that customer have to your business? First, let's look at the value of a single transaction customer. Customer acquisition cost, $20. Number of transactions, 1. Average value of each transaction, $75. Average profit margin, $40. Margin minus acquisition cost, $20. Total value of customer, $20. Then, assume that an average customer lifetime with your business is about 5 years. Calculate as you did above, spreading the customer acquisition cost over the total number of transactions. Customer acquisition cost, $20. Number of transactions, 15, assuming 3 per year. Average value of each transaction, $75. Average profit margin, $40. Margin minus acquisition costs, $38.67. $40 minus $20 divided by 15. Total value of customer, $580. Here's a more in-depth look at the cost of a single transaction customer in comparison to a triple transaction customer or a lifetime customer. And I'll pause here again. Just let me know if you want me to keep on going.
Okay, so let's take a look at this chart. So the customer acquisition cost is $20 one time. For the year, it's $20, lifetime $20. Number of transactions from 1 to 3. So what we have is lifetime 15. And then when we go is from the average value of each transaction, $75. The average profit is $40. The average profit per transaction, you can see right here. And then what we have is the average lifetime value. So this is the value of getting people to actually buy more and more frequently in regards to lifetime. So it's pretty darn good. So each year they're going to spend 100, and of course you're calculating your costs. Let's have them take it up and move on. All right, so let's move on past the chart and go based on the chart above. You can see lifetime value who purchased from you 15 times over 5 years. So let's continue with that because I've already gone through the chart.
Absolutely. I'll pick it up right after that chart summary and continue on. Here we go. Based on the chart above, you can see that the lifetime customer who purchased from you 15 times over 5 years brought your business $580 in profit, in comparison to the single transaction customer who bought your business $20 in profit. Both customers cost you the same amount, $20, but there is a $560 difference in return on investment. Repeat business, or the average number of transactions per customer, makes a huge difference to your bottom line. Give yourself permission to fire some of your customers. Everyone has a group of customers they enjoy doing business with and are pleased to continually serve. Your A-list. Likewise, we all also have a group of customers, your C-list, who are a pain to deal with. They may consistently complain, take advantage of special offers, or never spend much money after a bunch of hassle. As a good business owner, I bet you treat every customer with respect and give them the attention they need, even the C-list. Here's where the 80-20 rule applies. 80% of your revenue comes from 20% of your customers. That 20% is your A-list. The important point here is that while you're busy trying to make your C-list customer happy, you're missing the opportunity to give your A-list customer the level of service they deserve. Since the majority of your revenue comes from your A-list customers, that's where you should be focusing your efforts. So, give yourself permission to fire your C-list and stop bending over backwards to address their concerns. Don't let them rule your time. Spend your efforts making your A-list happy, and their purchases will more than make up the difference. And I'll pause here again. Just let me know if you need more.
Yeah, keep going.
Absolutely. I'll continue right on. Here we go. Let's look at some strategies that will help you boost your repeat business and your bottom line. Customer service. Everyone, even businesses with high customer service standards, can improve the service they provide to their customers. This phrase is used a lot, but it's true. Underpromise and overdeliver. If you're looking for new ways to impress your customers with service, conduct a survey of your existing customers and ask them how you can enhance or streamline their experience dealing with your company. When you establish standards of customer service, make sure they are consistently implemented by everyone in your business. Every customer who walks through the door experiences the same level of service and receives that same service every time they walk through the door. Make it convenient for your customer. Make the purchase process seamless for them. Think of all the steps your customer has to take from walking into the store until they leave with their purchase and try to eliminate any inconvenient elements. Finally, let your customer service be driven by the needs and wants of the customer. Understand how your target market wants to be treated when they're purchasing from you. What do they value most from the experience? High-end linens or fast service? One-on-one assistance or ample space and time to browse? Newsletters. Use newsletters to establish and maintain regular contact with your customers. This is an easy, time-effective, and cost-effective customer retention strategy. You'll spend an upcoming e-class learning how to create and send effective newsletters, but the most important point to remember is that the newsletter, just like all other marketing materials, needs to be focused on the needs and interests of your target audience. The most popular and environmentally friendly form of distribution is through email. This is highly cost-effective, as some web-based programs start at just $10 per month and can be customized to your business's graphic standards. I'll pause again here. Let me know if you want to continue.
Yeah, keep going.
Of course, I'll keep right on going. Here we go. Here's a list of the types of content you can include in your newsletter. Expert advice or opinion, new product or service features, new offers or promotions, company news, customer surveys, missed you emails, event or closed door sale invitations. Added value. Find ways to increase your customers' perception of value so they feel that their money goes further at your business compared to the competition. Value added products or services not only add to your average dollar sale, but create repeat customers by making a great first impression and giving them a reason to come back. For instance, providing a customer with more than they expected, something that goes beyond just meeting their needs, establishes a solid first impression of your business. They learn to associate the experience of shopping at your business with pleasant surprises, which is a huge draw for returning customers. Here are some examples of added value. Free shipping or delivery with a minimum purchase, a premium product or service line, a bonus gift with a minimum purchase, complimentary product packages, guarantees or risk-free purchases. Incentives and customer loyalty programs. A common form of customer retention is to provide incentives to customers to entice them to come back and buy from you. A systemized form of incentives is called a customer loyalty program, and I bet you've heard of several yourself. Loyalty programs work because they provide a consistent visual reminder of your business through a card, key fob, rewards dollars, or other tool, and give the customer a financial incentive to purchase from you instead of your competition. These programs vary from simple cards to complex reward structures, but they don't have to be complicated or costly. Plus, once they're in place, they're super easy to maintain. Loyalty programs are also great market research tools because you can collect a wealth of information on the sign-up form, maintain a detailed database, and monitor your customers' purchase habits. You'll spend an entire e-class learning how to set up a loyalty program from start to finish, but here are the basic structures to give you an idea. Loyalty cards, rewards dollars, rewards points, and membership amenities. Remember, each of your customers is a valuable asset that you have purchased to grow your business. Treat your customers like you would treat good friends and offer them the perks and rewards they deserve for their loyalty. Of course, there will always be a few clients you'll never please, so keep the 80-20 rule fresh in your mind. Don't be afraid of firing the customers who drain your time and your resources. Your A-list will more than make up the difference in revenue. And I'll pause here again. Just let me know if you need more.
Okay, so she missed a couple of things. I think she missed give them a reason to come back. The perception that your products or services have a higher value than the competition will convince your customers to purchase from you and refer their friends. The addition of new added value products or services will keep them coming back. We also didn't go through here loyalty. So provide a wallet-sized card and use a stamp or punch to track the purchases until they reach 10. When they reach the magic number, the next product or service is free. Next, rewards dollars. Return a certain percentage of each purchase to the customer using funny money or coupons that can only be spent in the store. Rewards. Award a certain percentage of each dollar they spend to an awards account. These points can be used to spend in store or on special items brought in for points holders only. And produce membership cards and give your members access to services, discounts, or amenities that other customers do not have access to. And so thanks very much for going through this e-class with us today. Really do appreciate it. We're going to go a little bit further into the process. I'm just going to stop this right now. And I'm going to say, okay, now provide me with a to-do list. I really like this because it helps me later on. So here's a to-do list, full-on to-do list, which is really nice. And then I'm going to create a master prompt list with this as well. Because I'm finding what I'm doing is I just copy and paste this into other things that I'm working, and it does all the work for me. It's just wonderful. Okay, so now master prompt list. So anyone, any niche, apply this. Just want to say thanks everyone for being here today. Really do appreciate you attending. Remember to check out the Canadian marketing team on Mondays, Monday Mastermind. Come as my guest. All right, there's a bunch of testimonials here. We're getting more and more testimonials. And if you're in America, you can go to the American marketing team Mondays, just like that. All right. Look forward to having you there. Here's our master prompt list. There we go. Perfect. It's exactly what we're looking for. All right. Well, we'll look forward to having you on Mondays and going through your business and helping you out. Always a pleasure to see you. Please remember to like and subscribe. It really does make a difference. We're here to help you with your business and grow your business practical ways, and they're just absolutely real. It can't get more real than this. Thanks everyone for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time.